All right, Bulls fans. Time for your Birmingham Bulls to take on the St. Peter's Hockey Club in this Nashville Grinder Hockey Medal of Honor tournament. I'm Justin Cole with Lauren Cole. Still in a hot spot, and it still kind of sucks, so we'll do our best here. Thanks for joining in. Kids are having a lot of fun checking each other right in front of the camera. Looks like we're going to have number 13, Elijah Cole, starting in net for us this evening. If the stream gets choppy, I apologize. If it's too bad, I can upload a recorded version later. If you guys have access to the chat, want to drop us a line, give a Go Bulls, shout out to a player, by all means, feel free. And as we do with every broadcast, we'll start out by thanking our coaching staff. Big shout out to them for all they do. Working on a 3-minute warm up here. About 2.5 minutes left in that, and we'll get this thing going. It is pretty late. Had some nasty storms roll through Nashville earlier this evening, but all good. There's Philip Graw waving to the camera. And there's Lucas Kohlmeyer. Funny thing, we're staying at the same hotel as the St. Peter's team, and so the boys were hanging out all the kids, I should say, were hanging out in the lobby earlier. It was kind of cool. So. Adjust my camera here real quick. Something up. Bad when you forget your righty tighty lefty loosey. There we go. All right. Now we're cooking with gas. About 45 seconds left in this warm up. Of course, Rodney. Thanks for joining in and watching. Again, sorry if it gets all choppy. It's not much I can do about it. The Wi-Fi here is not the best, and working off a phone hotspot, so. All right, there's that whistle. All right, warm-ups are over. Coach Mike giving a few last words of advice here. We'll get this thing underway. We just watched the North Stars play the Vikings, a team we just played earlier this afternoon, and Vikings came away with a 2-1 tight win. So Vikings will, with that win, they're going to definitely be in the championship on Sunday. But now it's kind of anybody's game at this point. see who's going to challenge them. So Bulls hoping to pick up a victory here this evening. All right, coming out for the Bulls, we'll have Reese Douglas. St. Peter's comes away with this one. But right to Big Ben. Big Ben sends it forward looking for Caleb Doro. Caleb Doro tries to manhandle it up the boards but cannot get there. St. Peter's coming down the pipe. 2-on-1 with Elijah, and they go right over his shoulder. That's 1-0. Not sure what that was. Puck is dropped. Shannon Caudle's out for the faceoff, pushes it forward. He's right at him, takes a shot. Still live. Whistle hasn't blown. Now it has. Shannon again for the faceoff. This one gets past Remy. It's in Bulls territory in the corner now. Parker gets there, puts a stick on it. Parker manhandled off the puck. Try for the wraparound. It's off the post. Here goes Shannon. Tips it forward looking for Jude Cody. Jude went across the ice looking for Gus. Nothing doing. St. Peter's back in Bulls territory. Parker bodies his guy off the puck, sends him into the boards. Over to Jude Cody now. Jude can't get around this guy on the near side boards. Working it in. There's Remy Uptain again. Remy working it up the boards, goes across looking for Gus. Hits Gus in open space. Gus makes one miss. Gus is on the rush. Oh, gets run down from behind by St. Peter's. St. Peter's throws this one in, and they're going to take a line change. Back to Kohlmeyer. Kohlmeyer sends it way up the ice looking for Gus. Gus can't quite get there. Back to Kohlmeyer. Trying to work it up the far side board. Shannon to Gus. Gus running into opposition at center ice there. Now over to Shannon. Shannon makes one miss. Takes a huge elbow to the head and goes down, but no call. Will Federley in there running the guy down from behind. Will on the back check steals the puck away, and Will is mad. Will sends it up looking for, that was Sasha. Sasha working it up through the center, and we're going to have an offsides. Will again for the faceoff. St. Peter's wins this one. Going up the near side boards. It gets back to Kohlmeyer. Kohlmeyer loses it off his stick. St. Peter's is right there to jump it, but Big Ben steps in to help him out. Up to Sasha. Sasha right through the center, but runs into opposition. St. Peter's clears this one out. Kohlmeyer took a run at that guy, stole the puck away. Now he's on the attack. Takes a shot, deflected by the goalie. Kohlmeyer sends one to the center. Can't quite touch Philip Graw. And Philip gets a stick on it. Big Ben stops it at the blue line, sends it back up for Sasha. Sasha fighting the guy off there. Over to Philip. Philip working it behind the net. Philip comes around, tries to center it, but stolen away by St. Peter's. Kohlmeyer backing up. Stops that play dead. It's up to Philip now. Philip's got a little bit of space. Philip takes a shot behind the net. Back to Big Ben. Big Ben's going to kick this one forward. Can't hook up with Jack Hooper. Kohlmeyer drops back. Kohlmeyer's going to chip this one in, but St. Peter's does not let that one go very far. Caleb Doro has a little bit of space, goes across the ice, hits Big Ben. Big Ben's got Remy out there with him now. Big Ben to Jack Cooper. Jack Cooper up the far side boards, works it in tight, takes a shot off of somebody's chest. Back to Big Ben. He flips it forward for Jack. Jack trying to work it in tighter, takes a shot, still live. I'm sorry, that was Sasha that took that shot. Now Remy fires from the blue line. It's in the skates of a St. Peter's player. Caleb Doro was trying to jam that one home but couldn't connect. Remy took a weird spill there. And Elijah with the stop brings that one down. All right, here we go. Getting the lines back right for the Bulls. We got Reese out there with Jude on his left and Jack Hall on his right. Parker Allen throws this one up from the defensive position. Up to Reese now. Reese is on the rush. He's got one guy to beat. Gets around, passes it across right to the center. Shot right in the goalie's chest. It gets back to Remy Uptain. Remy takes a shot from the blue line. Kicked aside by St. Peter's. Back to Remy. Remy shoots again. Too much traffic. Remy throws this one in the corner looking for Reese. Reese backhand passes one trying to center it but cannot get to Jude. Back to the blue line now. Gets around Parker. Remy's going to get back first. Remy skates wide. Looking for Jack Hall on the near side boards. St. Peter's gets there first, though. St. Peter's cycling the puck around. Back to Remy Uptain. Remy right through the center. And we're going to have an offsides. Bulls still down by one. Shannon Cottle for the faceoff. Sends it deep into St. Peter's territory. Sasha Dediu there trying to keep it alive for the Bulls. Nothing doing. Back to Big Ben. Big Ben going around one. Up to Shannon. Shannon goes through the legs of a St. Peter's player. St. Peter's not letting the Bulls have a lot of room to work here. This one gets to Gus. Gus flips it back to Kohlmeyer. Kohlmeyer up to Shannon, but it goes past his stick and kicked aside. Kohlmeyer now stepping up from the defensive position. Pass to Sasha. Sasha can't advance that one, and it gets back to Elijah. He stops it but plays it. They try to center it. Gus goes through the legs of a defender, and we're out in open space. There goes Shannon off to the races. Shannon splits the defense, takes a shot, swallowed by the goalie. Looks like we're going to have a penalty on St. Peter's. So your Bulls go on a power play here. I think, maybe. No? Yes, yes. The Bulls are in a power play. Minute and a half. They put 63 in the box for roughing. I think it was a rough. No, interference. Okay. Will for the faceoff. Gets it to Caleb. Caleb can't hang on to it, though. Back to the defense. Parker throws it in deep. St. Peter's going right back up the boards. Shot from a weird angle, and Will Federley trying to clean up the loose change. Will holds it. Goalie's way out of position. Bulls got to do something here. Back to the defense. Parker fans on that one. Remy comes in to help him out. Remy goes wide looking for Will. Can't quite get to him. St. Peter's there. They throw this one all the way down the ice, and that's an icing. All right, 6:14 left in the first. Bulls still on a power play for 54 seconds. Over to Caleb Doro now. Caleb tries to pass this one into the center, but can't do it. It's behind the net. Loose, another shot, too much traffic. That was Reese that took a shot. Reese Takes a run at the player. Remy is going to use the boards and get it back up to Reese. Reese takes a shot behind the net. Over to Will. Will settles it down. Back to Remy. Remy shot from the blue line. Oh, that took a weird bounce. I thought that was going in. Back to Reese. Reese back to Parker. Parker sets it up at the blue line. Takes a shot. Wide of the net. Will Federley again. Back to Remy. Remy settles it down. Sends it back in deep. Looking for Reese. They try to center this one. And Reese couldn't quite get a stick on it. St. Peter's sends it around. It's over to Parker on the far side boards. Parker sends it back in for Reese. Penalty is over. Caleb sends it back to Remy. Remy's going to settle it down, let everybody tag up. Reese signaling for a break. Remy's going to skate this one forward. Remy in the zone. Lost it off his stick. St. Peter's got a stick on it. They're going to send this one out. Not before Parker sends it back in the corner, though, over to the far side boards. Parker sends it back around over to Will. Will trying to work something out here, but can't do it. St. Peter's comes away with it. Parker has it, and we got offsides. All right, Jack Hooper will take the face-off. Wins it back to Kohlmeyer. Kohlmeyer spins. Fans on it, though. St. Peter's puts a stick on it. We got a race back into Bulls territory. Lucas sends it around. Trying to get it over to Jack Hall, but can't do it. Right in the center, Philip Grah put a stick on it, but St. Peter's was right there and jumped it. Bulls need a little bit of offensive spark here. 4:16 left in the first. Bulls still down by 1. This one clears out. Bulls in pursuit. Philip Grah down the ice. Philip thought he was going to get a stick on that one, though. Here comes Jack Hooper with a head full of steam. Jack Hooper in the corner. Philip comes in to help him out. St. Peter's still comes away with this one. Jack right in the low slot, but cannot put a stick on that one. Clears out to Big Ben. Big Ben working this one up the near side boards. Throws it into the corner. St. Peter's gets there first. Here comes Philip. Philip killed that kid, and they're gonna call that one for sure. That's a good call. That was no play on the puck, so they're gonna get him for roughing or interference or something. Bulls will be on a penalty kill here for a minute and a half. All right, out for the PK team, we'll have Shannon Caudle for the faceoff. Reese Douglas with him back on defense. Lucas Kohlmeyer and Lucas Bencomo. Reese jumps this one, and Reese is off to the races. Reese might have an opportunity here. Passes to the middle, right to Shannon. Shannon with the top corner. Shannon Caudle ties up the game on a short-handed goal. Nice assist from Reese Douglas. Same line's going to stay out. Love the unselfish play there by Reese. That was awesome. St. Peter's comes away with it, but not before Kohlmeyer gets in there and slows the play down. They backhand one, trying to center it, and oh, man, went right through the slot. They had a player there ready to tee off on Elijah, but nothing doing. Kohlmeyer gets tall and bats that one down. Back to the defense. Defense throws it in deep. Kohlmeyer's going to get there first. Ooh, didn't get much on that one, and St. Peter's trying to make something happen. Shannon desperately trying to clear the zone here. St. Peter's works it in. Shot. Elijah way out of position. This one's going to get to the defense. D-man can't quite get it in. Oh, I thought Lucas was going to make a run with that one. That's kind of one of his favorite plays there. Working it in tighter. Bencomo throws this one out, but the Defense stops it right at the blue line. Bulls have got to throw this one down the ice or something. Get a little bit of space. This one goes all the way across. Back to the defense again. And Shannon jumps that one. Here goes Shannon. Up to Reese. Can't quite connect. We need some fresh legs out there, though. Kohlmeyer steals this one. And Lucas on the rush. He's a threat to score anytime he breaks away like this. Pass to the center. Intercepted. Over to Shannon on the far side boards. He tries to center it, but too many sticks in the way. Another shot. There goes Will trying to clean up the loose change. Can't quite get there. Another shot on goal, and the goalie covers that one. Nice save by the goalie. One minute, 45 seconds left in the first. It feels like this game has gone on forever already. All right, Will Federley for the face-off. St. Peter's wins it. Back to Remy Uptain at the blue line. Remy tees off on this one, and too many people in the way. St. Peter's on the rush now. Out to center ice, but stopped by Parker Allen, not letting him cross the blue line. Nice job by Parker there. Sasha couldn't hang on to that one, though. Sasha coming in, trying to clear. Nothing doing. St. Peter's circling. Take a shot. It's off of Parker's shoulder and flipped up in the air, and Elijah read that one. Nice job, E. Scrum right there on the face-off dot, and they finally throw a shot on net, but it's off the side. Remy's going to sling this one around, looking for Jude. Jude got a little space. Jude's going to skate it up the boards. Flips it in, and Sasha's going to get there in the corner. Sasha tries to center this one. Can't quite get to Jude. Jude picks it up behind the net, circles wide, centers to Parker. Parker tees off with a one-timer, but he misses wide. Sasha working it on the far side boards. Tries to go back to Parker. Gets it right at the blue line. Shot. Nothing doing behind the net. Bulls still trying to dig this one out. Play is live. Looks like the goalie tried to cover that one, but it squirted through the crease and into the corner. Parker again at the blue line. Works this one in tighter. Parker's going to skate it up. Parker takes a shot. It's right in Jude's skates, and nobody saw that one. Shot from Sasha. Nothing doing. Back to Remy Uptain at the blue line. Remy tries to sling this one in, but they skated right into it. Remy's got to hustle. Remy's got to get back, and he does. Look at that. What a play by Remy Uptain. Parker up to Will. Will circles, and that's going to do it for the first period. Wow, what a play by Remy to get back and help his defense partner out. Here we go. Exciting first period of hockey. We'll be back in just a minute. All right, here we go. Changing sides now. Out for the Bulls, we'll have Jack Hooper for the faceoff, Caleb Doro on his left, Gus Federley on his right. Back on defense, we'll have Big Ben and Lucas Kohlmeyer. Back to Big Ben. Big Ben stands his man up. Jack gets back there, puts a stick on it, but St. Pete takes a shot, and it hits Lucas right in the face. Ooh, they fan on the shot there. Lucky, too, because I think everybody was a little out of position. D-Man throws it in deep. Big Ben going on the attack. Shot from the blue line, well wide of the net. Jack Hooper getting in there. Jack trying to make something happen, battling with the man here. Gets back to Big Ben. He's going to circle behind the net. Big Ben got a little bit of space, but running out of it. Goes up the boards, looking for Gus. Gus way downtown. He's in the zone. Back to Jack Hooper, and cannot do it as St. Pete jumped that one. Big Ben going to go across for Kohlmeyer. Kohlmeyer using his body to shield the puck. Spins, starts to skate it up through. He's got some space now. Kohlmeyer on the attack, goes across, looking for Caleb. Caleb Doro working it in deeper, but intercepted by St. Pete. Jack Hooper came in to help him out. St. Pete left that one behind. It's going to get to the blue line. Oh, just past Big Ben. And looks like Kohlmeyer is going to get back there. He spins, starts to skate up through. He's on the far side. Kohlmeyer makes one miss. He's in the slot. Backhanded shot. And it's still alive. Gus Federle had a chance right there. Couldn't connect with it, though. Gus takes a shot on the far side, but Jack Hooper came to help him out. Back to Big Ben now. Excuse me, that's Kohlmeyer. Kohlmeyer spins, fires it down the ice. Gus in pursuit. Gus put a stick on it. Caleb Doro came in to try to keep that one alive for the Bulls. Nothing doing. Jack Hooper battling. Jack spins, tries to go through the legs, gets it in the zone. Jack coming in, takes a shot. Stopped by the goalie. Jack for the wraparound. Nothing doing. St. Pete crowding that slot, not letting him get a clean shot off there. St. Pete on the attack. Kohlmeyer gets in the way. Shot from the high slot, and Elijah scoops that one up. Line change for the Bulls. Looks like we'll have, I can't tell who that is. That's Shannon. Shannon for the face-off. Remy battling two guys twice his size there on the edge, and that was a weird tie up there with Parker right in front of the net, and Elijah couldn't see where that one was, but he managed to jump on it. Shannon again for the faceoff. Ties his man up. St. Pete with a shot. Elijah swallows that one.
All right, Bulls.
Bulls win this one. Poked forward and picked up by Reese. No, that's not Reese. That's Jack Hall. Jack skating it in.
Stay on it.
Tries to pass across, but right into the skates of a St. Pete player. Back to Remy Uptain. Remy spins, looking for an avenue to pass. Throws it up the ice, but not far into St. Pete territory. Parker Allen going to have to get it over here on the near side boards, working it up. Parker has some space now, skates it forward. Parker pulled up a little bit. Parker takes a hit right here on the boards, battling his man. Comes out. St. Pete comes away with it. Bulls keep it alive, but St. Pete clears the zone finally. Remy throws this one over to his defensive partner. Now up to Jude Cody. Jude tries to go around one, but that guy had a jump on it. And we're going to have an offsides maybe? Offsides. .9:28 left in the second. Reese took that face off, jumped it, chipped it up to Sasha. Sasha working up the near side boards, throws the brakes on. Sasha gets tied up and couldn't get that one away. Back to the defenseman. And that's a shot from Big Ben. Goes a little wide. Over to Sasha now. Sasha can't work this one in. Big Ben stepping up. Big Ben. Shot from the blue line. Too many skates in the way. Here goes Philip Groff. Philip sends it around for Sasha. Over to Reese. Reese tried to center that one, but the skates were in the way. Philip spins, fires. It's off the post. Oh, man. This one gets wide, and Probably going to be an icing. Yeah. Now, Phillip was right there, spun, fired, and it hit the post. Man. And they totally had the goalie out of position, too. Nice opportunity. Bulls just got to keep that up. 8:44 left in the first. Score still 1-1. Reese to Phillip. Phillip with a shot. Wide of the net. St. Pete on the rush now. Defense dropping back. Reese with the back check, helping his defenseman out. And here we go. Got an opportunity if the Bulls will turn the Jets on. Sasha with a shot over the net. Back to Kohlmeyer. Kohlmeyer circling wide. Kohlmeyer skates it in. Kohlmeyer makes one miss. He's in there low over the net. Still has possession though. Tries to center it. Nothing doing. Sasha jumps his man at the blue line though and keeps this one alive for a minute for the Bulls. At least lets them regroup. Bulls still in the zone. Still trying to make something happen, but blind passes there really working against them. And we'll have an icing. And there's a mouthpiece. Okay, that was Sasha's. Gross. Will Federley for the faceoff. He'll have Gus and Caleb with him. Will wins it back to Gus. Caleb. Caleb to Gus. Gus with the follow-up shot, and Gus Federley! Off the assist from his brother and from Caleb Doro. Puts the Bulls up 2-1. The gummy bear. So there's a long-standing bet with Coach Josh that if both Federley score, he buys them a oversized, gigantic gummy bear. All right, here we go. Bulls win this one. Parker Allen has it, skating it up the near side boards, hands it off to Caleb. Caleb setting up, tries for the cross-ice pass, but intercepted by St. Pete. Remy and Parker dropping back in position. St. Pete skates it in, goes wide. Parker jumps that one. Parker can't quite shovel it out there. They go back to the defense. It's loose. Will put a stick on it so it ricocheted into the corner. Now Parker trying to work this one out. Will puts a stick on it. So many things going on. It's just bouncing around right there. Now here we go. Bulls trying to work this one out. Can't tell who. That's Remy up the far side boards. Remy centers this one. Will tries to come in. And St. Pete throws this one way out. It's not quite on net, but they're still going to call that icing. Nice job by the Bulls pouring some pressure on here. Remy Uptain skating up from the defensive position. I love that. All right, line change for the Bulls. We've got Jack Hooper for the faceoff. He'll have Jack Hall and Jude Cody with him. Back on defense, the Lucases. Back to Ben Como. Big Ben lines up, takes a shot. Deflected. Nice job, goalie. Back to Big Ben again. Big Ben chips it in for Jack. Jack's going to get there. Centers this one. Shot. Another shot. And, oh, man, Jack Hall had the goalie way out of position, and I think that one finally went under his pads. Wow, what a series there by the Bulls. I really thought that one was going in. Jack Hall was in primo position in the low slot. Hooper for the faceoff. St. Pete wins it back to their defenseman, but Hooper not letting them have a lot of room to work. Hall makes a couple miss, throws it up. It's up in the air, and it's shot by Cody. Goes wide. Hall settles it down, spins, tries to fire towards the center, but he gets jumped by two guys. Hooper comes in to help him out. Over to Cody. Cody backhands, nothing doing. Hooper tries for the wraparound. Jack Hooper again tries to get this one back to Kohlmeyer. Kohlmeyer can't quite get there, didn't have quite enough on it. In the zone now, and Big Ben slings it up for Hooper. Hooper, come on, Hooper's in the zone now. Goes wide, circles, takes a shot, deflected, and Kohlmeyer had come in to help him out. Big Ben over to Cody. Cody can't quite get to it. Defense backing up. They're going to throw this one in deep, taking a line change. Behind the net now. And Bulls clear the zone, but not a whole lot of movement going on here. And Philip Graw almost offsides, but he managed to tag up just in time. Big Ben works it around one, sends it up. It's into St. Pete territory. Shannon couldn't quite jump that, but Kohlmeyer has it now. Goes back to Sasha. Sasha sends it right into the knee pads of a St. Pete player. On the near side boards now, here comes Kohlmeyer. He's hungry for one. Sets it up at the top of the dot and misses wide. Shannon Caudle picks it up on the far side boards. Trying to center it here, but too many sticks in the way, and St. Pete jumps that one. Here goes 84. Defense dropping back in position. They take a shot way wide of the net. Up to Shannon Caudle now. Shannon tips it forward, lets Lucas Kohlmeyer take it. Kohlmeyer tries to pass across for Philip Graw, but it ramps off the stick of a St. Pete player. Back to Big Ben. Big Ben sends it forward, but Philip was offsides. 4 minutes and 2 seconds left in the second period. Reese Douglas comes out at center. With Reese, we're going to have Gus and I think Caleb. Can't see numbers. Reese in the zone, but runs into opposition. Back to Remy. Remy working it up the boards, but St. Pete kicks it forward. Remy not letting him get across the blue line. Up to Reese, up to Gus. Can Gus get there? Over to Reese now. Oh, right through Reese's. Oh, here we go. Caleb with the one-timer, misses wide. Caleb trying to work this one behind the net, getting swarmed by St. Pete players. Over to Reese. Reese to Caleb. Caleb spins, fires, misses wide. Gus shoots off the side of the net. Now to Reese. Reese trying to stuff it. Goalie's out of position. Shot. Another shot by Gus. Nothing doing. Back to the defense. Back to Remy. Remy lines up, shoots. Trying for the deflection. There's Gus again, trying to center. Trying to shove this one home. Puck is still loose. Gus has it behind the net, getting sandwiched between two St. Pete's. Gus comes away with it, though. Tries to stuff it on the near side. Nothing doing. Reese from the slot. Can't get there, and that should be an icing. Wow. That line was hungry for a goal. Couldn't quite get it there, but, man, if we just keep that up, it'll happen. Will Federley comes out for the face-off. He's got Jack Hall and Jude Cody with him. Back on defense, we're going to have Lucas Kohlmeyer and Big Ben. Tie up with Will. Will kicks it over to his man. Jack can't quite get a good shot off, though, as a St. Pete player runs into him as he was handling the puck. Big Ben dropping back. Big Ben stopped him at the blue line. They had to check up, but St. Pete retains possession. A whole lot of reaching going on there. Elijah manages to stop that one, and the puck comes out. Here goes Will. Will Federley says, "I'll just take it. Thank you, sir." Here he goes. Through the legs of one player, takes a shot. Nobody was there for the rebound, though. Man, Will Federley putting on a clinic out there and how to advance a puck. Will fights a man off on the far side boards, comes away with the puck. Throws on the brakes, tries to work it in towards the center, gets tied up. And, oh, man, nobody was there on the backside. Jack Hall with the backhand shot, deflected by the goalie. Here goes Will. Can't get there. St. Pete gets it first. They're sending it up the far side boards. Clear in the zone now. Kohlmeyer stepped up to make a play there, but nothing doing. Big Ben drops back to help him out. Kohlmeyer gets it on his stick. Kohlmeyer can't clear the zone, though. This one's going to go all the way across the ice. Number 2 was trying to get on the bench, but put a stick on the puck anyway. Shot, goes wide. Here we go now. Can't tell if I think that's Kohlmeyer with it. Kohlmeyer's got some space, so he's just going to skate it, as he is wont to do. Gets a nice body and checked into the Bulls bench. Bulls with a substitution right there, and can't tell. I think that was Remy or Sasha. That was Sasha that came in. I'm used to seeing Sasha's white stick, but here we go. Jack Hall with it, and wind up. Tries for the pass, but just not enough on that. Over to Sasha. Sasha trying to work it around. Sends it across for Big Ben. Big Ben taps it in deeper. Nobody's there to help him, so he goes to get his own pass. Shot. Will with the almost with the tap in, but it deflected. Sasha sends it back around for Will. Will trying to set something up. Will over to Sasha. Jumps over Sasha's stick, though. Sasha loses his feet, and this one's going to go back to Big Ben at the blue line. Over to Hooper, but Hooper can't retain possession, and Bulls have to stretch this one out while, Kohlmeyer lost his feet. Big Ben gets back there first, though. Big Ben sauces one up for Sasha. Sorry, that's Will. Man. Will trying to get a last-second shot off on the clock and couldn't quite beat it, but that's okay. A lot of good things in that period. 2-1 Bulls. We'll be right back. All right, here we go. Will Federley for the face-off. I think. We got one too many men on the ice. Yeah. Okay, here we go. It'll be Will, Sasha, and Phillip. Back on defense, Remy and Parker. Back to Parker. Parker skates it towards the boards. Taps it forward, keeps it working. Parker in the zone now. Backhands one across, trying to center this one, but cannot quite get it to Will. Remy sends that one into the boards, slowing things down. Sasha can't get there, though. This one, jumped by Will Federley, keeping this one alive, but the St. Pete manages to shovel that one out. Back to Parker, stopping it at the boards. Philip Graw taps it, disrupts it. Sasha steals, sends a pass across, but can't quite get it to Will. Back to Parker at the blue line. Shot from the blue line, wide of the net. Over to Will. Will settling it down on the near side boards, looking for his options. Goes across, but it deflects off of a skate, and it's wide. Remy Uptain having to hustle back. Remy gets that one. Boom, sends it up, and going to have an icing. All right, line change for the Bulls. We got Shannon Caudle out for the face-off. St. Pete wins this one back to their defenseman, but Jude Cody right there jumping it, puts a stick on it. Kohlmeyer again disrupting plays like he does. Puck is in the Bulls' corner here. Kohlmeyer puts a stick on it, sends this one up the ice over to Gus. Gus Starts to make some moves, throws the brakes on at center ice, and gets run down from behind, but still battling in the zone now. Gets it to Shannon. Shannon working it in tighter. Shannon goes across looking for Jude, but a little bit behind Jude. And back to Kohlmeyer now. Kohlmeyer looking to settle it down. Goes wide. He was looking for Jude, but couldn't quite get to him. Kohlmeyer drags around one, goes around another. Kohlmeyer got a lot of space here. Somebody watch this. Deflected by the goalie. Nice job, goalie.
Come on, defense, get back.
Shot from way downtown. Elijah kicks that one aside. Big Ben put those kids' shoulders together. Now Kohlmeyer working this one out to Shannon. Shannon on the near side goes between the feet of one of them, and that's an offsides. Big Ben crushed that guy's shoulder blades together. I know that hurt. Reese Douglas for the face-off. He'll have Jack Hall and Caleb Doro with him. Reese goes between his legs and starts to skate it up, but the St. Pete defenseman throws it back at the Bulls. Parker gets it back. Parker sends it up for Jack. Hall can't get there. St. Pete sends it right back in. Remy has it now. Remy up the far side boards, gets pinched, and Caleb Doro comes in to help him out. Still can't clear the zone, though. Here goes Reese. Reese skating it in wide, sends it across for Caleb. Caleb's in the zone, takes a shot behind the net. Reese Douglas picks it up in the corner, tries to center one. Nothing doing. Parker Allen on the far side boards, trying to settle this one down and keep it alive for the Bulls. St. Pete going to clear the zone here. No, not quite. Parker put his skate on it and stopped that one and jumped by, I think that's Jack Hall. Over to Reese now. Reese to Caleb. Caleb works it in tighter, takes a shot. Intercepted by St. Pete. This one's going to come way out of the zone here, and Parker Allen's going to pick it up first. Parker goes across for, that was Reese. Reese working it out of the zone. Went for Jack Hall, but couldn't hook up with him. Remy tees it up for Caleb, jumps over Caleb's stick, and it's rolling into St. Pete territory. Over to Jack Hooper now. Jack's got it in the zone, takes a shot, wide of the net. Reese tapped this one back towards his defenseman, and Kohlmeyer is going to pick it up. Kohlmeyer spins. Kohlmeyer sends it across. Nobody was there. I'm not sure who he was trying to pass it to. This one's on. Remy up to stick on it. Remy throws this one all the way down the ice, but St. Pete stops it right at the blue line. Kohlmeyer trying to work it on the near side boards. Up to Reese Douglas now. Reese in the zone. Takes a shot. Stopped by the goalie. .844 left in this game. Sasha tried to put a stick on it. Philip Graw tries to push that one home, but nothing doing. Back to Sasha. Sasha trying to work it in tighter, getting swarmed. St. Pete on the rush now. Shot. Elijah just bats that one down and covers it. Says, not today. Hooper for the faceoff. Sends this one over to Sasha. Sasha on the move now. Sasha with, is that Kohlmeyer? Takes a shot. It's behind the net. Jack Hooper tries to center this one. So many sticks in the way.
Spread out.
Hooper pursuing his man up the boards, but St. Pete's coming away with this one. They're going to ice the puck. .751 on the game clock. Bulls still up by one. Be nice to extend that lead just a little bit. Here comes Will Federley for the faceoff. He'll have his brother Gus, and I can't tell who that is on the right side. Is that Jude? Looks like Jude. St. Pete comes away with it. Remy jumps it, steals it, sends it up for Jude, but a little too far in front of him. Will coming in to throw the body. Remy goes way across the ice, but it hits a St. Pete player in the chest. A little bit of back and forth going on here. Nobody can really control the puck, but Will finally comes away with it. Makes a couple of them miss, but we'll have an offsides. Will wins the faceoff back to Parker. Parker works this one wider. In the zone now. Parker skating up since nobody was going to challenge him. Spins, fires, and this one's behind the net. St. Pete exiting the zone here. Remy Uptane's not going to give him a lot of space to move. Pins him on the board. Will comes away with it. Spins, fires across Parker. Jumped over Parker's stick, so Parker's got to hustle up the far side boards trying to make this one happen. Will comes away with it. No, he doesn't. There's a lot of traffic there in the high slot. Excuse me, at the point. Lone guy right there in front of Elijah. Couldn't quite get a good shot off, and up to Jude Cody now. Jude clears the zone. Here comes Gus. Gus over to Will. Will takes a shot. I can't see where that went, but it looks like goalie managed to fall on it. I thought Will had that one. Nice job by Gus to jump it and get it down the ice so his brother had the opportunity. Shannon for the faceoff. Push it into the corner, but St. Pete comes away with it. St. Pete rushing now. Big Ben dropping back. Big Ben squares that one up and deflects the puck into the boards. Caleb Doro has it, spins it around. Caleb over to Jack Hall. Jack Hall can't quite get a handle on it, and Big Ben decides, I'll just take it. Gets it out of the zone now. Big Ben on the move. Big Ben working through some traffic. Tries to take a shot, but they just collapse on him. Jack Hall dropping back with his attacker. And defense got burned, but nice job by Caleb Doro to get back there and put a stick on it. Over to Shannon now. Shannon up through the zone. Shannon on offense, working it in tight, takes a shot. Nothing doing. Puck's just kind of dead there, and they're going to throw this one out. Oh, man, a bad jump. Here goes Elijah. Shot wide. And Big Ben came in with the slide and kicked the puck away. Man, not what you want to see right here at the end of the game, but they did not take into account that guy that was playing deep. Here goes Reese for the faceoff. Reese jumps this one, sends it out of the zone. Guy loses his feet. Reese has got one to beat. Reese Douglas can't beat his man, but centers this one. And Sasha with the shot, nothing doing. That was Philip Graw trying to jam that one home. Another shot, goalie's way out of position, and I think he finally covered it. Hats off to the St. Pete goalie. That kid has been working hard all game. Reese for the faceoff again. Reese comes away with it. Takes a shot, deflected. Oh, Sasha tried to clean up the loose change, but couldn't quite get all of it. And St. Pete on the rush again. Remy coming in to slow that one down. Shot over the net. Over to Sasha now. Sasha working it up the far side. Can't do it. Here goes Parker. Parker settling it down, going up the boards. Shot, nothing doing. Elijah blockers that one aside. Over to Parker Allen. Parker skates it around. Parker trying to clear the zone. Can't do it. There goes Remy. St. Pete playing it in deep. Trying to center this one. Shot. Kicked aside by Elijah over to Sasha Dediu.
Let's go, Bulls.
This one goes through the slot. Back to the St. Pete defense. Parker got some space now. Chips it up for Reese. Reese on the move. Reese in the zone. Lines it up. Goes for the pass across to Sasha. No, it's not in. And the goalie, I think, laid on it. I thought he signaled that that was in, but he said no goal. Man. It's all right. Here we go. 3 minutes, 41 seconds left. Bulls will take a line change here. Coming out for the Bulls, we'll have Hooper for the face-off on his left. Looks like Gus Federley on his right. We'll have Jude Cody back on defense, the Lucases. Back to Ben Como. Big Ben tees off on it, chips it at the net. Over to Jude now. Jude circles, assesses his options, sends it into the center. Too many feet in the way. And here comes St. Pete out on the rush. Big Ben pushing his man into the board. Jack Hooper came in to help out. Here goes Lucas Kohlmeyer. Kohlmeyer goes wide looking for Jude. Jude gets this one out of the zone. Jude working it up the near side boards now. Gets bodied, but here comes Hooper in to help him out. Nope, nothing doing. St. Pete back on the attack. This one gets back in between Big Ben's feet. Big Ben. It's Gus in the back. And here goes Kohlmeyer. Kohlmeyer sends this one way down ice, and I think that's Shannon. No, that was... Who was that? Hang on. That was Will Federley. Will Federley with the score. I couldn't see the jersey numbers. Great job by that whole line right there. Puts the Bulls up 3-1. 2 minutes, 41 seconds left. Lucas Kohlmeyer put just enough on it to get it down the ice, and Will turned the Jets on. Nice play, guys. Back to Big Ben as the Bulls win this faceoff. Big Ben goes wide. We're going to have an icing, though. A little bit too much on that one. Same line's going to stay out. Nope, no, we have a partial substitution here. Hold on. Okay, no. Whole substitution. Just about. All right. Back to Parker Allen. Bulls win the faceoff. Parker goes up the boards. St. Pete stops it right at the red line, but some forward pressure from the Bulls. Not much doing. Parker splits the defense there, and he's on the rush. Parker's in the zone, takes a shot way over the net. Over to Jack Hall. Jack backhands this one. Nothing doing. St. Pete sends it down the ice, and it's between the defenders. They got a hustle here. Remy Uptain gets there first. Backhand, but doesn't clear the zone. Remy covering the back door there. Nice job. Shot from way downtown, wide of the net. Parker's going to get this one in the near side corner. He goes up the boards looking for Will. Will takes a shoulder to the face. Shot. Elijah just grabs that one and freezes it. Minute 38 left to play. All right, we'll have Shannon, Phillip, and Sasha out for the offense. Here goes Sasha as Shannon tipped that one forward for him. Sasha working it wide, coming in tighter, loses his feet, but puck is still live. Shannon comes away with it. Shannon spins, draws up quick, moves it in tighter, takes a shot. I think that went off the goalie's mask from the sound that I heard there. Sasha battling on the far side boards. Sasha trying to work this one in tighter. Shot. Deflected again by the goalie. This one's loose right in the center. Sasha teased that one up, but the goalie stopped it. Sasha could taste that one. Sitting in the slot and had that nice slow moving puck and one timed it, but the goalie was right there. Here we go. Back to Big Ben. Big Ben. This one forward in the zone, but it looks like St. Pete's going to break out here. It's a 2-on-1. Kohlmeyer gets wide, takes a shot, but Elijah read that one all the way. 41 seconds left on the game clock. Reese will come in and take this face off. He's got Jude and Gus with him. Reese can't get that one. They take a shot. Elijah just bats it aside into the boards. St. Pete comes away with it, trying to work it in tighter. We're going to have what?
I don't know.
I didn't hear what that one was.
I don't know.
I don't know what they called here. They're setting it up like it's an offside, but we work it in tighter. Big Ben goes down. This one goes off Elijah's mask and into his pads,
Woo!
and they blew the whistle. The St. Pete player had lost their feet, and Big Ben didn't see it as he was skating backwards and tripped over the guy. This one goes to Remy. Remy sends it into the boards. Gus didn't know where it was. Shot goes wide on net. 10 seconds left. Here goes Remy updating, sending it around over to Jude. Jude backhands this one forward for Reese. Reese up to Gus, but that's an offsides. 2 seconds left on this one. Bulls going to skate away with the victory here once they drop this last puck. Bulls will play the North Stars tomorrow at 3:30. So if you can, come join us. Bulls celebrating with their goalie there. Nice job all around. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 3:30. Go Bulls.